Even at night, it's never quiet here. At 3 a.m, children and adults are hard at work, sifting through garbage. The stench is overwhelming. This is Happyland, a sprawling slum on the edge of Manila. Picking our way through rubbish, mud and excrement, we find the most prized resource here, discarded food, straight from the rubbish tip.
We don't have a proper job, but I can earn a bit of money from this leftover chicken. I couldn't just sit at home. My husband doesn't earn enough. At least in this way I can help him.
Norberto Lucion is just getting started for the day. His family runs a takeaway in the slum. Norberto only got an elementary school education. He's had many jobs, including one as a cooking assistant. He buys his meat every morning, fresh, so to speak. Norberto goes to the rubbish collectors, buying up the leftovers of Manila's middle class, discarded by fast food restaurants like KFC or Jollibee. It's a battle for survival. Norberto was orphaned at the age of 7, but you never hear a word of complaint.
As soon as the leftovers have been sorted, I go and get some. If I've got money, I pay straight away. Otherwise, I owe it to them and pay them in the afternoon with my takings.
More than a quarter of the Philippine population lives below the poverty line. Happyland is home to the poorest of the poor. Preserving your dignity in the mud is a struggle, just like finding enough food to eat. Norberto is in his early 60s. He's lived in Happyland for more than 20 years. He used to live in the notorious Smoky Mountain garbage slum, which was officially closed in 1995. He was moved here by the government, supposedly on a temporary basis. But plans to resettle residents have failed, so Happyland lives on, home to some 25,000 people. Norberto has to buy clean water and then carry it back home. There's no running water here and only communal toilets. Diarrhea and sickness are often a problem. If you didn't wash the food, things would probably be even worse.
I wash the meat several times. After the first time, the water is still very murky. But after a second time, it's already looking a lot clearer. Then I could take it to the kitchen.
The wastewater soon joins all the other waste out in the street. Those who have found themselves on the rubbish dump of life have learned to live with it, and even from it, making a living from this doubtful form of recycling. Norberto then leaves the putrid mountain of rubbish for a short while, taking only the aroma with him and the little money that he has. On the other side of the street, it's another world. A local market sells everything that the Philippines' fertile soil has to offer. Norberto comes here to buy fresh produce. His food has a good reputation and he wants to keep it that way. He buys spices, lemongrass, peppers, onions and garlic.
Norberto comes by every day. He's very friendly, not at all arrogant. He always pays immediately and never tries to rip you off.
Back in the shade of his smoky hut, Norberto gets to work with a certain professional touch. His speciality goes by the name of caldereta, a colourful dish dating back to colonial times. The original version used goat's meat and was reserved for special occasions. Norberto and his wife Rosa Maria have modified the recipe to save money. A little annatto from the achiote tree is added for colour.
I prefer to invest a little more in my ingredients. I want it to taste good. I paid 60 pesos for this. I think it's worth it. My family and my customers certainly like
The leftover chicken was 80 pesos. That's a cost of 140 altogether, the equivalent of €2.60. A portion of freshly garnished caldereta with rice cost 20 pesos, just under 40 cents. So his maximum profit per day is €3.75. The midday heat is intense, but the first customers are soon queuing up. After 8 hours of sifting through rubbish, they're ready for a good helping.
It tastes very good, even if it is from the rubbish dump. It's the leftovers of the rich. That's all we can afford. At least we have something to eat.
It doesn't bother me. As you can see, as long as people here can make use of something, they'll do it.
We're happy to have anything to eat, even if it is from the garbage.
Norberto's food not only feeds his customers, it also provides a meager living for his 6-member family.
If I could change anything, I'd like the Lord to bless us a little more. Not much, just enough for my family and my customers who eat what I cook.
Life goes on in Happy Land, the garbage slum, where Norberto is now cooking his second batch of caldereta.